morning, this is Rabbi Shlomo, first year Yeshiva Tsama, Nafshi, Yerushalyim, HaKodesh. We're located on HaKodesh number 6 in the Beit Knesset of Chanukah Yeshivas, not too far from the central bus station, so therefore you can walk from there, you can take the bus. If you're driving, there's parking across the street, and especially if you're coming from Kushlards, please join us. We'd like to help enrich your visit to Eretz Yisrael with as much Torah as possible. Avos here in the middle of a development of understanding what Shmuel Katan was telling us, that we shouldn't be joyous over our enemy's downfall, because Hashem is not happy when he sees such things, and Hashem is not happy when he has to destroy the wicked, so we shouldn't be happy either. To understand that further, we're going to go to the Torah Tamima, talking about the Yam Suf. So that's on the last citation there on page number 1. Glove over there. I'm running, you can start, we'll run through this and start again, and we'll go to the second page. Go ahead.
What's Sadukayim?
It's Surachim. It's
Sarachim.
Surachim, right.
Ech Amru Az Yashir Az Moshe Yisrael Shira. Moshe Yisrael said the Shira. V'gam Eich Korim Anu B'Shishol Pesach Barta Shira. And also, why we read the Shira on the 7th day of Pesach, Tevi'at Mitzrayim Haita Be'oteram, because that was the day of the destruction of Mitzrayim. Tzarich lomar kevan dehi biu Haita Balayla, that the destruction of the night. Nachon shelo lomar Balayla aval b'yom shemachar Shabbos. It's better not to say it at night, but say it the next day. So on Shlish Pesach, Svardim have to stay up for a few hours until midnight,
and we say Ashkenazim do it also.
We say Shira at midnight.
At midnight, right?
Okay.
At midnight. So again, we have to understand why we're able to do these things. You know.
Midyok lefi Gemara, lefi the Shema Gemara, beinyan zeh v'Sanhedrin lametet, Sanhedrin lametet. Be'ota sha'a bakshu malachi asher l'Moshe. That time they wanted to say Shira. V'ayinu rak be'ota sha'a.
Right, and Hashem didn't let them, right? That's the whole point. The Gemara, that's a Gemara in Sanhedrin, and also Megillah, more or less the same Gemara.
V'ayinu rak be'ota sha'a levad lo yinicham HaKodesh Baruch Hu. Just at that time Hashem didn't give him permission to say Shira. As Haitat v'yam mamash, but then it was the actual moment of the destruction. V'chen tzarich l'brachot tet, that Kuf Nun, Parshiot, Amar David, Velo Amar Haluka Ad Shir'ah B'Niflatan Shirasha, that David did not say Hallelujah until he saw the destruction of the Yerushalyim.
Right, so that itself is a general question.
It's a contradiction, basically.
Yeah, because Hashem's not happy with him with the destruction of Yerushalyim. So how can David and Melech come along, and the only time he started saying Hallelujah, praising Hashem with that expression, was after the downfall of the Yerushalyim. So how could he do it? Hallel is like Shir. So that's important for us to realize. Hallel is like Shir. Right.
The Flira B'Psachim says in Psachim L'Inyan Chiyuv Hallel B'Lev Rosh Rishon Shal Pesach. You have to say Hallel the first night of Pesach. Mipasuk Hashir Yelachem Kolai HaKodesh Achad. From the
Vaylechem Kalil Tikadish Chag. That there's a pasuk Hashir Yelechem, that there was a song to them, Kalil Tikadish Chag. Kalil, I think that's the Kalil meaning like the end of the Kedusha of the Chag, of the holiness of the festival.
V'chaora seems Kasher Gamkein Echamar Shira Mifatam Shirashan. How could he have said Shira at the destruction of the downfall of the Yerushalyim?
Right. I mean, the question is constantly coming back. How are we allowed at certain times to say Shira, to say Hallel, when it's in commemoration of the destruction of the Yerushalyim? The Malach Yeshuras weren't allowed to do it. So how at certain times are we allowed to do it? How did David do it? So constantly the question comes back.
You see, Kadosh
Baruch is very strict about this. He's not happy with this. He doesn't really want us to do this. He didn't allow the Malach Yeshuras to do it. So how do we get away with it?
It seems that it's not at the time of their downfall that this that is being said.
Okay, so now the first answer he's giving is there's a distinction between actually when it's happening, Shas Maisa, in actuality when it's happening. It's not appropriate to say Shira over the destruction of the Torah when they're actually being destroyed, and afterwards, right? So if that's the case, they're going to have another question. We'll have to try and deal with. So why don't we say on our Shvi Shel Pesach? Why don't we say Halil on Shvi? Why don't we go with the Halil on Shvi Shel Pesach and also then on Chol HaMoed? It's not the time that it happened, right? Only at the time it happened we're not supposed to do it according to this character. So let's turn over the page and see.
We'll see that Tzarich Iyum Moshe Katuv Mixat Apsok Poskim, but if it Poskim B'Shem Medrash Harninu Ta'ab She'ein Gomrim Hala B'Chol HaMoed B'Yom Tov Afar Shel Pesach B'Mat Maaseh Yadat Tovim B'Yam, because the works of a hand are in the water. Ve'alo Chazina de Moshe ve'Yisrael Amru Shira, but Moshe and Yisrael said Shira B'Shvi Shel Pesach 7 Pesach.
That was actually the question. If it's only a problem saying it Shas Maisa, right? So the reason it's given why we're not going to be Hala, we don't say a full Hala on Chol HaMoed and Shvi Shel Pesach, is because Maisa Tovim B'Yam. Right. Well, that's something happened in the past. We shouldn't be stopping our celebration and praise to HaKodesh Baruch Hu because of what happened a long time ago.
V'gam anu korim Shira B'Tim, and we also read the Shira on that day. V'ayinu mit'am shekatabnu she'eit kida shelo lomar b'choladet, that we might not say at night. V'gam v'vuar b'ma.
But you have a kasha on that because we see the meaning is that we do say it at night.
Right. V'gam v'vuar b'mechilta b'yom Shvi Shel Pesach amru gam Malachim Hashar, and the Shvi said also the Malachim Hashar said. ולבד זה לא ידעתי מה דחקום לאלה הפוסקים ומדרש הנינו לטעם זה, and I don't know what דחקום.
Something which is doichak, right?
Right.
When you, it's a very difficult explanation.
Okay.
It's doichak, meaning to be doichek is to be like pressed, to be squeezed, to be contorted, right? So to say something that they're being doichek, it's meaning that it's a very difficult type of an explanation.
Okay. Why? The time said this reason. Acharei be'erchim yud beis and yerchim yud bet yud. Recite the same time. Before Shatam, Ma she'ein gomrim halal b'chol HaMoed b'shvi shel Pesach kemo b'sukkot. Now we don't finish the halal Chol HaMoed Pesach in the city in the 70th Pesach like Sukkot. Mipnei shemei Pesach einach chalukim b'korbanothem kemo Sukkot, because we don't have the different korbanos like on Sukkot. Ve'alel shalem b'yom korban miyuchad, and a full halal is only said when there's a special korban.
You yourself asked this question, I think, a week and a half ago, right? You said, why is everyone giving this reason that I showed you the Mishnah Berurah? That's what the Mishnah Berurah. The Mishnah Berurah says specifically, according to like these posting, that why on Shvi Shel Pesach, and then certainly so much more so on Chol HaMoed, why don't we say a full halal? Because Maaseh Tovim B'Yam, the Mitzrayim, the poor Egyptians, bloodthirsty Egyptians were being drowned in the Yam. So Hashem said to the Malachim, you can't sing Sir right now. Right? So he's asking you, Amram asked the question, well, why don't we give the obvious answer, which is the more Yerushalyim, and Tosfos brings it down also, that it has to do with the korbanos, right? So I answered that is very well and good when we had the Beis HaMikdash, right? That it was dependent on korbanos. But now, since we don't have the Beis HaMikdash, so I said that maybe that's why people are more giving the reason because of the Maaseh Tovim B'Yam and not the Maaseh of the korbanos. But you see, he's asking the question too. Let's see if he answers.
I don't follow the korbanos argument. What is the?
Okay, it's like this. When a person brings a korban, when we had the Beis HaMikdash, when a person a yachid would bring a korban, he would also say halal, right? Why do we say halal on the first day of on Shavuos? Where does it say halal? after Shabbos, we go straight into Hallel on Shavuos. We do it on the first day of Pesach as well. We do it on the first day of Sukkot as well. Right? The Gemara asks on Rosh Hashanah, well, why isn't Klal Yisrael saying Shir? And I mean, why aren't they saying Hallel on Rosh Hashanah? But Paul says, Malki Yisrael, why aren't the Jews saying Hallel today? They're waiting. They have to wait for us, right? So there's no. We're not saying Hallel. Why on Rosh Hashanah? Why aren't they saying Hallel? So it says what the Sifrei Chaim B'Meisim are open, and the judge is sitting on his throne of judgment, and then the Yusuf Jews is expecting to say Hallel, right? So the Hallel, right, is because of the korbanos, right? We say on Yom Tov, we do special korbanos when we have the basic English. We bring special korbanos. So the fact that we bring special korbanos makes it a Yom Tov. Because of the Yom Tov, because of the holiday, the festivity of the day, we say Hallel to accompany that festivity, right?
So that's because of the korban, or
yes.
is it because of the celebration that we're having for what happened on the holiday?
No, it's basically for the korban. Basically for the korban.
Why? What is the connection between the korban and Hallel?
Because even if an individual would bring today, if we had to basically just did it, and I would bring a korban, I would say Hallel. That's part of the celebration. When you bring korban, it's a tremendous supposed to have this tremendous simcha for it. It's a praise of HaKodesh Baruch Hu. Hallel is basically
the simcha that comes associated with the.
You're obligated, just like a shechianu, you're obligated to show and say your thanks and praise to HaKodesh Baruch Hu, right? Why do we say shechianu on Yom Tov? We make kiddush on Yom Tov. Why do we say shechianu?
I thought it was because we're expressing our joy in having come to this celebration of this great event.
Right. That's true. So also when we bring a korban, that is a great event.
Well, we bring a korban every day. So why don't we say Hallel every day?
So on Yom Tov there's special korbanos.
Okay.
That's because why is Sukkot? That's what we just explained. We'll see a little bit more, a couple of more lines. He's going to go into this in detail. What's the difference between Pesach and Sukkot? On Pesach we don't say a full Hallel. On Chol HaMoed. On Sukkot we do. Right? So why in Sukkot we say a full Hallel, a complete Hallel every day of Sukkot? Because the korbanos of Sukkot are different. Each and every day has a different number of korbanos. So it's as if each day is its own specific Yom Tov in terms of the bringing of korbanos. Pesach, they're the same the whole one day after the next. So the days of Chol HaMoed.
So we say on the first day, and then after that, because they're not different from the first day, we don't say another holiday.
Right. I mean, we say a holiday is only a half holiday. It's not a full holiday. But on Sukkot, when we bring a different korban every day, a different set of korbanos every day, that gives that day a special individual, independent right of being a Yom Tov, all by itself. And for that we say a full holiday.
And the reason we say the half Hallel is because we're bringing extra korbanos, even though they're not different.
Right. Since we bring it, it's still Yom Tov. It's still Chol HaMoed. We bring korbanos, but since they're not different, it's not that great a day. Just like by Hanukkah, we answered previously. Hanukkah, why do we say a full Hallel on Hanukkah? Every day, all 8 days.
Because we bring different korbanos.
No, there's no korbanos in Hanukkah. But the light, the ner, but the ner, right, the ner of the menorah, right, we increase the mehadrik and the mahadrik, we increase the ner from 1 to 2 to 3, so that increase from 1 to 2 to 3 gives each day of Hanukkah like its own special status of being like a Yom Tov, independent from each and every other day. So it's like the korbanos of Sukkot that are changing from one day to the next. So since it's like the korbanos of Sukkot that change from one day to the next, Hanukkah also gets a full Hallel each and every day. But Pesach, they're static, they're the same each and every day, so therefore the Hallel is only a partial Hallel, it's not a full Hallel.
Okay.
We'll see, we'll explain. Go to the, back up to where it says Irritan, the word Irritan, right? Yud on his base.
Okay.
First
time mash ain't gomrim ha'ala b'chol ha'moed mishum shal Pesach k'mo b'Sukkot, that we don't finish the Hallel on Chol HaMoed Pesach and the seventh day of Pesach like on Sukkot. Mipnei shemei Pesach eina chalukim b'korbanothem k'mo chad achad. and because the korbanot Pesach, they're not different like they are in Sukkot. Ve'aleh shalem b'yom korban michal, and full halal only comes when there's a special korban.
Right, as halal shalom comes on a day when you have a specific, unique korban.
Except on
Well, because Hanukkah there's no korbanos, right? There's no musaf, there's no korbanos.
The times that yoter nachon mitam shmidrash, and this reason is right more proper than the time of the correct. Mishum de betam medrash einam avur kol kach, because the reason of the medrash is not very clear. Eiz chiluk ben halal shalom v'chatzihal, but it's different between full halal and half halal. Hazeh v'zeh shira, because both of them are shira. It's Sarafiyot, and you need a more commentary.
So that's really a big kasha. So
Right.
what does it matter if you say a full halal or a half halal? As you said, we're only leaving out 2 paragraphs, right? So what's the difference? We're still saying halal to HaKodesh Baruch Hu. We're still saying praise to HaKodesh Baruch Hu. If we're not supposed to do it, not supposed to do it at all. So that's a very big kasha.
U'motzad davar tirei the Moshe katuv b'shelo tzlut chavat yair.
That's in Simin Reish Kaf Hey.
The tab mash ain't anu nagim umad beyoser l'shvi shel Pesach ve'achiyot yeshuro mishum deloy niach kadosh malachah asher from Asher. And it says that the reason we don't say yotzer on the shvi shel Pesach is because Hashem did not give permission to the Malach Asher to say shira. Ain't tanazem masifla. This reason is not acceptable altogether. The diva should be arnu the ikar ha. Tida b'shira malachim haikar rak al alayla abalo v'yom amru gam malachim Moshe v'Yisrael mubar. And because they did say shira on the daytime, Moshe, Yisrael, and the Malach all say the daytime, because only at night they weren't allowed to say shira, but in the daytime they all said it.
Very good. So it's not completely clear yet, but it says here if you want to. Okay, take a look here. Okay. I think we'll have to stop here. It's late for this year now, so we'll continue with the rest tomorrow. Okay.
Thank you.